Hello, welcome to Talk Comics to Me. This is a late edition because I'm on vacation and nothing was happening this week. So
it's been a long week.
It has been a long week. So I am Champenstein.
I am Heather Hadfield.
And we also have just a giant stack of comic books to talk about today. So let's roll with it.
Let's get into it. This is the Mighty Valkyries. This is issue number 2. Jane Foster is having a cute little conversation with the children of Fenris, who claims that, he's not killing gods. He has his own agenda, and he's trying to convince her of what he's actually trying to do. And the other story that's in there that's kind of intertwined, the other Valkyrie, the new one that was introduced in the Empire? Return of the Valkyries? Is that
King in Black?
King in Black, that's what it was. I read a lot of Empire recently, so I couldn't remember what it was. Yes, King in Black, Return of the Valkyries, the new Valkyrie Runa was introduced, and in her part of the story in here, she is trying to save an oracle. I love this. I think this is probably one of my favorite Valkyrie stories that I've read since Jane Foster Valkyrie, a lot of, which I felt like got an end that I was not ready for because it just kind of stopped suddenly, but I feel like this is a good little pickup. I feel like this was actually supposed to be what the story was. Yeah, it's supposed to continue as, but it's really good. And I can't remember if there's going to be 4 or 5 issues for it, but I already wish that there was more. So that's it. There's a really good introduction of Kraven in this also, by the way, who's fantastic. Love him. That's all.
Alright. I have first this trade that I did not get through. I got through the first issue. Jay Gonzo's La Mano del Destino. Just about a luchadora who makes a deal with a promoter. Basically, like a deal with the devil. A Faustian deal with the devil.
Oh my god.
So he is out to, basically fighting each boss until he gets to the final boss.
Oh, so it's like a video game.
Kinda, yeah.
That's really cool. The art reminded, when I flipped through it on Tuesday, I was like, damn, this is really cool. Yeah, and I feel like it should be a video game, but with that art.
Yeah, and then in the back matter is, the history of, I believe there's, luchadora history stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's, a bunch of different setting, talking about, the style that went into the book itself and stuff.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
So, yeah, I was really excited about that. Wasn't sure what to expect, but, just did it anyway. And then I have this one. It's how do you say it?
Koyakaru, the Skinner.
And just a nice little 2 issues done, so just killing Nazi witches. That's what we got here. Killing Nazi witches.
Love killing Nazi witches.
Big lady with big swords. Big sword. So, the best of both worlds, honestly.
Love big swords.
Yeah, since we're sipping our coffee right at the moment. Alright, so then next we have The Many Deaths of Laila Starr. This is issue number 2. Death is in Lila's body still. She's woken up from her first time dying and is talking to cemetery crow, a funeral crow, and just kind of talks about the life of this little boy that Lila's after. This is honestly just a very beautiful story, and I do just love the introduction to different styles of grieving in different countries or different why am I blanking on words? Cultures.
Oh, I was gonna say funerals. That's not what you meant.
Yeah, also funerals in different cultures as well.
And I like that, I think one of my favorite parts about this is, she'd been deaf for so long that she didn't really think about the people that were dying, but now that she's in this form and she doesn't have the same ability that she did, she is humanizing this little child that is the reason why she is no longer deaf. Which I feel like is very important to the story.
Yeah.
And I do like learning how this boy was like born and like how he was raised and stuff. She gets to watch it and stuff, and I think it's very fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's really the delve into this book is just like so good. It's hard to explain and like why it's so good. It's just like it hits like really great beats, and I don't know. It's just like I said, it reminds me of Day Tripper in a weird way, because I just think it makes you like really like introspective about life and things that are going on. So you're just like, you know, like those 2 panels I posted the other day. It was just like, damn, dude, like, you didn't have to go that hard about, like, how grief works and, like, how memories are just, like, the things that are attached to us. Like, it's just, like, that sort of idea was just, like, so strong for me. And, that was, like, one of the things where I was like, fuck you, man.
Yeah. And so another thing that I really like about this, obviously, is the art. But I love the shapes that are in this.
Yeah.
Like, when they first introduced Bardem? Is that what his name was?
I feel...
The person who works on Darius is the kid in the yard. But when they first introduce him, they make him... the shape that they have for him is just very intimidating. Yeah. And then as, Darius develops this bond with him, you realize that he's just a sweet, gentle person. Yeah. I like that contrast. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no, looks great. Highly recommend.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Luna. This is issue number 4. This is about our girl that's in a cult that's been banging this false leader.
I keep getting all of these Marie Lovett books, like, messed up in my head.
They're all mixed up. But basically she finds out, oh my gosh, that in another life she had been the god, this guy. She had been his soulmate, so she's still technically his soulmate. She just doesn't have any of those memories. And she discovers that the leader of this cult, who she is currently banging, has him tied up in a cave because he's using his blood for, like, power and stuff like that. So because she's kind of, like, getting, not memories necessarily, but memories of feelings back, and she remembers who this god is, she decides that the only way that she can free him is to get rid of this guy. And in order to do that, she has to kill him in some way.
All right.
It's very strange because she's
still wearing socks.
Yeah. You don't ever do that? I'm just
kidding. But she doesn't have socks on her.
Yeah,
just like real white.
Yeah. But the only way that she can do that is by poisoning him. But by doing that, she has to poison herself too. So.
All right.
This issue is actually really cool because there's like a weird internal struggle that she's having where it's like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself in order to free this person, but now he has to go a certain amount of time without being with him, and he's been searching for her for ever, yeah. And she realizes the risks, but she's like, this is the only way I can get rid of this guy because he's like on guard all the time. Like all the girls that are in his cult with him would like kill for him in a heartbeat. So
no choices.
Yeah, she would die anyway.
All right.
Why not do it and make sure that he's actually dead?
True. I think that's good.
I would kill that dude. Like that. In a heartbeat.
Okay, I have Ultra Mega. This is issue number 3.
Wait, let me see the back end.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like that.
It's a little, like, one of the gods. I think its name was Blorp. Something like that. It just said, like, one word. Boosh. Yeah, Boosh.
Okay.
There's a gladiators, humans versus kaiju. The humans are dressed up as kaiju, like the Ultra Mega, I guess, rather, sorry. It's weird. It's a little weird book. I still really enjoy it. It's, like, hard to explain, though, at the same time, because it is, like, the story's developing, but it's, like, kind of slow at the same time. It's like there's people who worship the kaiju aren't big anymore, they're small. Mm-hmm. There's a lot, but there's a lot of time to do it, like since all these issues are bigger,
right?
But it looks great.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool.
I do just shut my brain off and I'm just like, monsters.
Dang. Humans will worship anything.
Absolutely true.
There's no limit to what these humans won't worship.
Yeah. Watched a lot of cult documentaries.
Speaking
of. Right in the same alleyway of that. We only find them when they're dead. This is issue number 6. This is back from a little break. Second part of the story. And honestly, I was wondering what they were going to do.
Yeah, no.
And I really liked how they did this, because they do a little jump to the future a little bit.
I absolutely loved this one.
And, you know, it's really hard to describe the story, so...
Yeah, we are introduced to a whole new set of characters. The original group that was in the first story arc, it doesn't follow them anymore, obviously. There's only one of them that you still kind of know, like, what's going on with them. And that is explained in here because in the last story arc, it was... You didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know. Kind of like, well...
Yes. And this kind of explains how the gods came to be gods, in a sense, I guess. It's strange.
It is so
It's very strange, but, like, it's very, very good. I don't even know how to, like... explain it to make people want to read it, but it's like, it's good.
It is really good. I think it's like a combination of the art and the story. Like, I think if one or the other was a little less than what it is, I don't think the story would, like, I don't think it would be as good, but the combination of all of the things, like, yeah, the art, the colors, the story itself is just, like, very intriguing. And it is, like, once again, just, like, really heady sci-fi stuff, so it can be, like, I think, hard to get into, but it... I don't know. They make it a little fun at the same time.
It's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're into, like, sci-fi, that kind, like, any kind of sci-fi, to be honest. Like, I am not a fan of space stories. Not because I don't think they're good, but space really freaks me out, so I've just never been into it, because I don't need more reasons to be scared of space. But I would definitely recommend that one, because... I'm scared of everything, and I love that book.
It's a good phobia talk.
Yeah, no, I should be more scared of the ocean, to be completely honest, but...
Ocean is terrifying.
It's absolutely terrifying.
There's, like,
but I never have to worry about seeing it. Like, I have a telescope. I see space every single night.
Well, I mean, space can just, like, easily kill us, too. But it's fine. The ocean's, like, you know, none of those deep-sea creatures are just gonna, like, walk out of the ocean and, like...
Not yet. Evolution is still in progress.
Fuck. No! If I see one of those deep sea creatures, like, walking around, fuck it, I'm killing myself. I don't care.
One of those...
you get a gun, we'll shoot each other in the face.
I'm gonna have to. 1, 2, 3. That weird squid that I had shown you that video of that one day, if I ever see that thing floating anywhere not near the ocean, it's over for me, dog. I'm not dealing with it. What is it called? Like a fin squid, or like a box squid, or something that doesn't have anything to do with how scary that thing is. I discovered,
should just call it, oh, holy shit.
Yeah, because it is. It's like 40 feet long, and it just has like this head and then like long...
That is how we know God is not real. God would never make that creature.
It might have been an accident. Accidents happen. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're not having dad talks this week. I'm going to talk about this one. This is Nottingham. This is issue number 3.
Nottingham.
Greasy fingers all... I don't know who decides what the covers are, but whoever decided to make glossy black covers needs to stop. It's not good for me. Anyway, sheriff here is trying to find a guy who had escaped. The narration of this book is a letter that the guy is writing. It's pretty messed up. It's like in a sad way. He is led to a church where one of the guys comes out, and our sheriff here knows who he is, so you get a little bit of his backstory as to like how he came to be where he is. It's very interesting, very sad, but they're no closer to finding the red man. I can't remember what his name is.
I was gonna say the Red Hood.
No, is that what... Because they have a certain name for him. I just can't remember what it is now. But anyway, fantastic. Like, I don't know what I was expecting from this book, but it is equal parts, like, silly and kind of, like, heavy at the same time.
Alright.
So.
Yeah, no, I like those first 2 issues quite a bit, so...
Yeah, this one is more serious than the last issue, for sure.
Okay.
But it still has, like, there are still certain parts in it where it's like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. I get that. Okay, so I have Home. This is issue number 2. Our young boy has been has escaped the ice camp. The problem is his mother is still there. He can't get a hold of her. And this is him trying to go and find his aunt and also kind of figure out, like, what's happening to him since he kind of just, like, exploded.
Oh, yeah, his powers.
Yeah, he just, like, got powers all of a sudden.
Right.
And he can, like, run real fast, so... It's an interesting book. I'm, like, I really enjoyed these two, so I'm interested to see, like, how the story decides to unfold itself.
Mm-hmm. I need to read that one.
Because I feel like I don't know. It's like, I enjoy it quite a bit because I think it takes itself seriously, but at the same time, like, the tone could just be really off-putting, I think.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's a good book. I think it's worth checking out.
Okay.
Okay, I got this.
Okay, we're doing it.
This is Chained to the Grave. This is issue number 3. Heather and I...
3? I said 2. It's number 3.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember what happens to the... Basically, they just, like, are running amok.
Yeah, a lot of, like, weird stuff is happening in here. The main guy who was brought back from the dead, he's still kind of, like, trying to run from the guy who is hunting him. They can't seem to stay safe.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just, like, a nice little Western... Like, if a Western... mixed with ska music.
Yeah, a cute little rockabilly Western. It's very strange. There's a lot of dead stuff in here.
Yeah,
and,
and alligators and
yeah.
It's really fun. Like, the colors are gorgeous. Like, the art is great. It's just a great looking book.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't take itself seriously, which I think is the reason, one of the reasons why I keep reading it, because I honestly just don't really have any idea, like, what's going on other than the main stuff, like, they're trying to get away, but there's so many different characters in there that, like...
No thoughts, only comic book.
There's no real, like, solidity when it comes to these, like, other characters. Like, you have your main group, who I obviously know who they are, and then, like, the bad guy, but then there's other characters who have been introduced, but, like, vaguely. So then when it goes back to it, I'm just like, I don't remember who that person is. And then I have to finish reading it before I'm like, oh, okay, that's right, that's who they were. So it's, like, it's not bad by all means. It's, like, it's a very interesting read. I'm just, like, I can't follow it very well.
Yeah, I think for me, it's, like, I usually get on weeks where I also have, like, 20 other books like this.
Right.
So, like,
that could be it.
I just read it and then I'm like, all right, on to my next book, and just, like, black it out.
Yeah.
As I'm looking back and I'm like, oh yeah, I know for sure remember what happened. And then I remembered specifically because the colors are, like, one of the main things of this, and it just, like, looks like the last few pages, like, we're missing colors.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Like, it looks like they just forgot to color them.
Because it's, like, everything else, like, fits the tone, like, so then, like, all the backgrounds and stuff are done. But yeah, like, I don't know.
And I
didn't mind it. I was just like, but I don't know if this was supposed to happen, or if it was like, is this because, like, they're in the desert? Like,
right. Like, I thought there was maybe something else that was going on. Like, maybe there's, I don't know, someone else is seeing them that way, and, like, I don't know. See, that's what I mean. Like, there's just a lot of things that I'm just like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't get it. You should read it, though.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, I have, I'm going to say it the way I want to say it, because Derek said that's not how you pronounce that, and I was like, I don't fucking care. The Cimmerian, Iron Shadows in the Moon, Conan and this girl that he's, Olivia. Conan
and some babe.
Pretty much, yeah. They are kind of hiding out from the people who she is running from, and there was no banging in that. I was
these titties.
I don't know. I was very put off by that cover. They could have chosen a different one for the A cover, and I would have been like, okay, that makes sense. Because there was no banging in this one. I was, like, waiting for it, but there wasn't any. Anyway, they're still hiding. She's sensing some really bad things that are happening, and they kind of run into a group of bad boys, and Conan ends up getting taken away.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
I really like these stories, and I couldn't tell you exactly why. There's something about them where I'm just like, I'm very entertained by them.
I mean, the art's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I really, really enjoy the art. I think the art is one of the main things I like about it. Plus, I like how, like, I guess, gruff Conan is, especially when it comes to, like, other people, because she's, like, scared all the time, and she's, like, crying, like, oh no, we're gonna do it, and he's like, we'll be fine, just, like, follow me, I don't fucking care. Like, it's very, I don't know, very interesting to me, but it leaves with him being taken away, and now she's alone, so I assume she's gonna try to find a way to save him. The story itself, Shadows in the Moonlight, this is the part of the actual book that this issue was based off of. It's from 1934.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved reading it. It was very fun. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep getting these just because I do enjoy them quite a bit. Again, there was no banging in it, but whatever. I'll get over it.
Alright. So I have issue number 30 of Daredevil, and Elektra's just being Daredevil. That's, but cooler, which is awesome. That's all I gotta say about that. Like, art in this book is incredible. Like, art and color is incredible. Like, the story is so interesting. Like, I don't really delve deep into it because, like, I'm at this point 30 issues in, and I don't really want to ruin any aspect of it. But it's like, I've read a few Daredevil stories, but this is, like, so far up there, and I haven't read Daredevil in such a long time, even though it's a character I do enjoy. But, like, this, I'm so glad I got this, because it has been just, like, super, super great. I'm kind of scared. I'm just scared. I'm scared because I feel like something bad's gonna happen, so.
Well, it always does.
Yeah, of course, yes.
So, a guy yesterday had bought a bunch of chip books. Like, tons, like, it seemed like as many as he could find. He was just, like, buying them, and, like, it was so busy, but I was, like, so close to being like, oh, yeah, that's my best friend.
Did you listen to our video? Is that why you're grabbing all these
I was literally
books?
going to promote us, too, but it was just so busy at the time.
We'll have to just get, like, the only interview we ever did. Like, little cards, like, here's the one interview. You'll have to go through our YouTube. You'll have to watch 60 videos of us.
We interviewed Chip.
And now we're best friends.
Okay, so next...
I was like, wait, do you have this book? Yeah. We have different covers.
We both have I Walk with Monsters. This is the last issue. JC in the last issue was unable to get her revenge. Cops are after them, so David kind of volunteers himself to help out with his monster powers.
Yeah, I like this story, but I just... Something was very lackluster about, like, the whole ending, and, like,
I felt like it should have been more.
Yeah, it either should have been more or should have been less. Like, it could have been, like, 3 issues. Or 4, and, like, still built the, like, foundations that they built. I don't know, maybe I'll just go back and read the 6 issues and see. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but there was something that was, like, kind of lackluster about it.
No, I agree, and the only thing that I don't really have any complaint about is their relationship and the way it was built. I thought that was done very organically, and I don't know, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, and I thought that part was really good, but yeah, when it came to defeating that guy, I was just like, they didn't do what I wanted them to do, what I thought would have been satisfying, and so that was where it kind of, like, felt off to me, where I was like, well, this was a bad man who did terrible things to children. That's not the ending that he should have gotten.
Yeah, well, and I think it's kind of, I don't like, cheesy is not the best word, but that's, like, all I can think of.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
It's just like, I know what you're going for here, and did you need to?
No, but again, it just wasn't what I felt like he should have had.
Yeah.
It was very unsatisfying. Because I love good revenge stories, too, and that just wasn't it.
No.
I would not have been satisfied if I was JC. I would have been like, no, that's not enough. That's way not enough. We gotta throw him in the water. Okay, so I have Nomen Omen. This is issue number 15. This is the last one of this series. Becky is trying to defeat the badness that has taken over Manhattan. But there's so many moving pieces to this, and I knew they weren't going to be able to tie it all up, and they didn't necessarily. Several of her friends end up, like, dying because she's kind of losing control. But because of that, there's going to be a whole new series. Like, this is it for this story.
Okay.
Like, this story is done. But if you want more about, like, this world that Tyrannus, the evil king or whatever, if you want more of that world, Arcadia, there's going to be a whole new series called Arcadia that is going to be coming out. Yeah, which I'm pretty excited about, because that was one thing that I felt like wasn't explained enough in this story. But there's a lot of things about this that I really, really enjoyed, but the one thing that I think I like the most is the king is kind of watching all of this happening, and Becky, who started out as this, like, good person who is there to only save, how she's turning into the villain herself because she's just losing control of her power. And I don't know. I just thought that was really cool, because the entire time you're, like, rooting for her to defeat it, but then when she finally does, it's like she can't stop.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and she's the reason why her friends are dead, and, like, that was the whole reason why she was on this mission to begin with.
Girl boss too hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It got too in her head about it, and was like, and now I'm all powerful, I can do whatever I want, and I think that's a good backstory to how all villains are. So I don't know, I thought that part was really interesting, because by the end of this, I felt bad for the king because of everything, because he was just doing what he thought was right by his people, but he didn't kill his friends to get there, and, like, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I love this story. I thought it was really, really good, and I'm definitely going to be reading Arcadia, because it's going to be the same team. So.
Oh, yeah, I know, that sounds, I know you really like that.
Yeah.
Book,
so. I am pleased and also kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
That was Becky's end.
Yeah. I get that, though.
I was not expecting it, because it was so final in this issue, and once I had read that, I was like, oh yeah, this was happening to her this entire time. She's an asshole.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes when you're, like, caught up in a story, too, it's hard to, like, see those little aspects, like, being thrown in, especially when you're, like, rooting for the character so hard, because you're like, yeah, I love you, you're doing best, like, I would do the same thing, and then you're like, oh, no, fuck, no.
Yeah, no, that's just good writing, because I was there with her, I was along for the ride, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm the bad guy.
It happens to us all.
I know. It was just good.
Alright, I have Stray Dogs. This is issue number 4. This book's wonderful. It's fucking great. Just dogs trying to figure out if the person who owns them is a murderer. It's you really think this would be hard to pull off, but it's great. I love it so much. Like, I love the conversations between the dogs. Like, I love how, like, everything's unfolding with them figuring out, like, because the guy who has them now, like, has stuff of their owners, so, like, you know, them, like, sniffing them or seeing pictures of them, like, and then just them figuring out that, like, this dude is bad, and, like, now at this point trying to figure out how to escape, and it's just like, it's fucking dogs, dude.
Yeah.
It's dogs, but it's just like, I love it. It's like, it's good. It's a good book. It's gorgeous. It's fun. It's also just like a, you know, a good little horror story, like good little murder mystery. Not really mystery, but
because you know,
yeah, because
dogs don't though.
Yeah, dogs don't. Yeah, they really don't.
They don't.
All right, so I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And this is Stillwater. This is issue number 7. Also back from a little break.
A little tiny one.
Starting the new story arc, and don't trust somebody in the military.
Yeah, no, that's the basis of it. And for once, you know, like, maybe you should trust the kids.
Yeah, I am so excited for this, like, Ewok village situation that they have set up.
But I'm glad that you said that, because I was like, I don't know, I don't think I would ever trust a child taking me to a treehouse filled with other children, but then I was like, it's that or the military.
Yeah, and not only that, like, these children are, you know, like, eternal, so...
Mm-hmm. I am eternal. Right?
But yeah, this is great. I mean, when the story arc ended, that first story arc, I was still a little bit on the fence. I do like how this kind of, like, kicked on the wheels a little bit.
Yeah, because you know what's going on now in the town. Like, you know the secrets, you know, like, who everyone is. So it's like, now let's get into it. Can I show you my favorite panel?
Yes, you may. good, yes.
I don't. It just looks like a chicken.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really good. Anyway.
Yeah, just also, once again, you get a little horror story. Like, town doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of Buried Alive, I believe is the book. Or Dead and Buried is the movie I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure it is.
Which one is that?
Now I can't even remember what it's about.
You sleepy man.
Let's look it up. Yes, have you seen
Is it that cemetery one? Oh, no, I have not seen that one, but you were telling me about it. Was it last year when we were doing that?
I would say, because that's when I read it, like, after watched it after issue, like, 4 or something, but a sheriff and his wife realized the town coroner has been creating an army of rural zombies. So, like, people keep, like, disappearing and, like, I don't know, just seems like a same but different situation.
Right.
Okay, I'm stupid. Go ahead.
Okay. I have Jim Henson's The Storyteller Tricksters. This is issue number 3 of 4. This is about a fox named Renaud, I believe. I don't know why I looked at you.
I was like, I didn't read that book.
Just basically, he's just a lazy fox who does whatever he wants. One person that he knows within the town that he's at is a goose who works hard for everything that they get. This story of him being a trickster is how he convinces people in the town to give him food, give him money for all these things that aren't what he says they are. I don't know. It's a very interesting story because this goose does everything and is like very independent and does things for themselves and tries to take down Renaud and is like everyone turns against him.
Oh.
Yeah. But like the art is really cool in here.
So it looks like really great.
Yeah. I don't know. This story, I really like this series so far, and I think this story out of all of them is my favorite because there's no like real ending to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of open-ended. You get to decide like what happens to Renaud, but it's so good.
Alright, I know I have Jonah and the Impossible Monsters. This is issue number 3. Jonah and her sister, I can't remember her sister's name, so that's fine, are kind of traveling along, just like trying to find people, I suppose, and like a place to stay. And they happen upon some people, and Jonah's like, I have fought monsters, and everyone's like, no. No. But, I don't know, cute little book. I still really like it. Yeah. It's fun. Like, it's just fun. Like, that's really it from, like, you know, a kid's book, like, stands. I'm, like, also afraid, like, somehow it's gonna be, like, mean and, like, break my heart. But at the same time, I'm like, this is for, like, children, so hopefully they don't, like, try to wreck a kid's life.
I don't know. Did you ever watch Over the Garden Wall?
I mean, yeah, I had a whole conversation about, like, also things I watched as a child that, like Brave Little Toaster. Mm-hmm. Like, that movie just, like, I watched it as an adult, bawled my eyes out.
Yeah,
like,
no, I did one time, too. And
Land Before Time.
Oh, my God. After this, remind me to show you a video, because it straight up, like, made me sob as I was watching it.
I was like, they just try to ruin our lives from the get-go, and we love it. And
this
then
is why we're all depressed.
And then we get, like, as adults, and just like, oh no, my heart has been pulled out by a children's film.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alright, this is Orcs.
Orcs!
This is issue number 4. Orcs are,
teaming up with the gnomes.
Yes.
Is it the gnomes? Or the dwarves?
Dwarves. But they also need to be put on a little mission, but they're out of town doing stuff. So, this book's fun too.
I love this.
I love watching them go on their little adventures and do their things. I also just I love the party scene here.
Yeah, no, the king is such a turd. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, no, it's really fun.
This was one of my favorites.
Yes.
That isn't a witch, you ding dong. She's just old. She's over there partying real hard. I love it.
Okay, I guess I have one more book. Heather has nothing.
I'm done.
I have Fantastic Four Life Story. This is issue number 1. This is the 1960s. This kind of just goes over, like, how they get their powers. And it's, like, you know, obviously does it in a different way, but Just like nice little fun, kind of like the Spider-Man life story thing, same sort of deal. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah, no, I heard it was very, very good.
Yeah, the art's like wonderful. I like the story that they like the way they started telling the story. So, I don't really know. I think enough about the Fantastic Four to be like, no, that's not the way that happened.
Right,
but maybe.
I know D at work. I've been name dropping a lot, so I'm just gonna like
D as like you didn't scream Derek earlier.
He said that was quite enjoyable, and you know how he is with certain comics.
Yeah.
No, he said it was delightful, I think is what he said.
Okay, we don't use that word.
Yeah, it was weird.
How do you want to do this? What do you got?
We can do Wolverine first.
Oh, I was like,
I just had
those two covers.
Yeah,
so I was like, how the
yeah.
fuck? Okay, this is Wolverine.
This is issue number 12. Yes, 12. Yeah. Wolverine is, fighting vampires and stuff, and Omega Red's like, let's do this together. We don't trust each other, we don't like each other, but there's more to it than this.
Yeah, we gotta do more. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I like it just fine. I loved the X of Swords crossover type thing that's in here. I'm excited for that. I thought that was really cool. Because I wasn't really expecting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it kind of came out of nowhere, but was also like, oh, this makes sense. Like, I get why they're doing that. So, classic Wolvie.
All right. Lastly, we have Way of X. This is issue number 2. Why was I confused about that?
I don't know. I'm just going to show you this Christian Ward cover of, Kurt just hanging out in his bed shirtless. We love to see it.
So this is great.
Yeah, no, this issue was so good.
I really, I enjoy this take on Legion. I enjoy Legion here.
Yeah.
I also just love, how he's challenging Kurt, too, to, think more. He really, trusts Kurt and is, also just wants him to, be introspective about the things that are going on around him as well.
Because I don't know. I think the reason why is because he's the only one that kind of questions everything that's going on. He doesn't just go with it. He sees it for more than it is, which, I don't know. I love him so much. I just have a weird admiration for him just because of who he is.
Yeah.
As a mutant. He's just fantastic. I love this scene especially, too.
Yeah, it just sucks that he can't, connect with this person who really, wants to, connect with him.
Yeah, he truly does want to help them, but things keep happening. This one I thought was really cool because of the urgency that he's going at things. He's running from one point to another, come on, we gotta go. But he can't, explain exactly what's going on. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah,
I don't know. I just like this book a lot. I don't think it's necessary to know a lot about the world and it's makes it really easy.
Yeah,
to approach.
No, not at all. If you just have a basic idea of who the characters are, then I feel you'll be able to do it.
Well, and just kind of even just that basic idea of what the X-Men are right at this moment too. You don't have to go back and read House and Powers to understand this necessarily, as long as you have that kind of outline of what's going on. Though, I think any X-Men thing, there's just so much X-Men lore and so much character development throughout time. Sometimes it's hard to come out an X book and be I know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's sometimes just
there's just so much to it. There's so many different versions of it, and I don't know. This book is fairly easy to understand, comprehend what's going on and stuff. It's just a really good Kurt story, but it's more than that too. It's because it affects all of them, obviously, but
and it's about what the mutants are right now, and who they are as what they think about life and death and that sort of thing, which is interesting. Yeah,
it's the real questions of life, which Kurt always has.
Okay, I don't have anything else. Do you?
No, I don't. Actually, so I did read Phantom of the Scan. I think that's what it's called. It's the Cullen Bunn book. I read the first 2 issues. The second one had come out this week. It's just about a group of psychics who are being hunted down. They don't know each other originally, but the main character in the book, he has been speaking to, he has someone in his head that he's been speaking to who tells him, what he's supposed to do and stuff. So he gets together the group of psychics because they need to figure out who is hunting them or what is hunting them and what they can do to protect themselves. I actually really enjoyed it.
Right.
I had read the first one just randomly because I had flipped through the one that we had got this week, and the art was really cool for it. Like, it was really dark and, like, troubling.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But the story ended up being really cool because, yeah, they're psychics and it's been, like, done before and stuff, but, like, the fact that the main character, the thing that he talks to is his dead son is, like, I thought it was a very interesting take. So, Phantom of the Scan is what it was called.
All right, I guess that's all because I didn't read anything else this week. Okay, so, take care of yourselves, support your library, support your friends. We're getting close to the gay month, so go find a gay person, kiss them on the lips, also give them money.
Ask first, though.
Yeah.
Please make sure it's okay before you just start kissing gay people.
Yeah. And also, make sure they're vaccinated, you're vaccinated, that whole deal.
Yes.
Anyway, just
watch Army of the Dead on Netflix.
Yeah. And then just shut off your brain and watch it. Also watch Lil Nas on SNL because that was real cute. I loved it
When he ripped his pants.
Yeah, that little
beautiful
little face he made.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're Lil Nas stands here
clearly,
and we're almost 40 years old. That's a joke too.
We're getting
there. Yeah, slowly but surely.
I don't like how you said that.
It was a joke
Because I still feel 22.
We're as old as our brains think we are. Okay, for real though. We love you. Goodbye. We'll see you on the flippity flip.
Next week, most likely.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.